Do you know healing? Do you know what healing is? Have you ever questioned yourself, hey yo, what is healing? People talk about healing, but I had no idea about what healing is. So, hello and welcome. My name is Matthias and I help people achieve their full potential. So, healing. For sure you are well familiar with the term healing in terms of healing of the physical body, for instance, or maybe emotional healing you heard, and mental healing you heard maybe too. So, but what is there's spiritual healing and even more. So in this video I'm going to talk about healing and what this actually means and how I see it, the term healing. So healing. First of all, we are a multi-dimensional being having a human experience. What this exactly means, I'm going to explain in another video, but just this as a side information. So, what do I understand what healing means? So, healing for me is you remembering that you are source being, that you are a divine being, that you are God, the universe itself. So as soon as you recognize that you are the universe, recognizing itself being the universe, you did already a pretty big job on your spiritual journey. This is pretty much what spirituality is about. Finding out that you are a source being, God being, you can call it however, universe, God, spirit, the great spirit, and so on, Allah, Jehovah, Elohim, and however, just not to get fixed on one term, I use the word universe, just not to maybe make some people dislike this and skip this video because it's full of information, and I hope you're gonna learn a lot from it. So, what is healing? As I mentioned, we are a multidimensional being, and we are not only this three-dimensional body. We are not flesh and blood, only flesh and blood. But for sure, but science is proving, or it's pretty logic. When you zoom in with a microscope or so onto the atomic level, you see that the atom consists of 99.999 and so on percent of space, and then an atom is made of electrons, neutrons, and so on. And you can then go even further, which is then quarks and so and so on. But this is the job for the scientists to explain. I'm giving you the overall experience. I'm not wanting to go into scientific theories and so on, or facts. Nevertheless, so my hands are not touching each other. I'm not touching this image, this painting. I'm not touching this wall, even though it makes sound. So, but we are frequency. Even Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor, the genius from the 20th century, was telling that if you want to understand the universe, then think in terms of frequency, vibration, and so on. So we are vibrating. We are divine beings. We are fractals of the universe. We are fractals of the divine. And we are all made out of energy. We are consciousness. So, healing. Healing. Healing can happen in many different ways. And once you start your healing journey, once you start taking care of yourself, then the universe will take care for you of itself, because you are part of a bigger system. You are a system in a system in a system in a system, and so on. So, and systems work in terms of wanting to keep the system running. it doesn't want to have malfunctions in the system, otherwise it eradicates these malfunctions. So what you're doing, once you start on the healing journey, then it will continue and continue and continue. Once you start taking care of yourself, the universe will take care of you. Maybe I repeat myself, whatever. So, healing. We are energy. Our body. Consists of several things. You for sure know the nervous system. You might know the energetic system, which in the yogic tradition is called nadis, the channels, the energy channels. They are nadis. Or in the traditional Chinese medicine, it's meridians. So maybe you watched Doctor Strange, where he starts learning about this, and then you saw chakras, which are the energetic centers in the body, which I will explain in another video. So these meridians or nadis are very much linked to the nervous system. And before you start with energy work on yourself, these are thinner than hairs. And once you start working energetically, they get wider and wider. So more and more energy can pass through them. So what happens? What is it? What is healing generally, or what is it usually? I mean, you go to a practitioner of acupressure or acupuncture, and what they do is either take their fingers, use their fingers or needles, and press or pinch you with the needle or with their fingers somewhere, so to release this energy, which was blocking the channel, the nadi, the meridian. So what happens? There is too much energy stuck somewhere, and the energy is not flowing. But the most important thing, energy needs to flow. Every energetic system is about flowing, as like a river, like water. Water needs to flow, otherwise it stagnates and it gets moldy. So energy, as everything is energy, also emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and you are story, you are memories. Memories are energy too, is an information. So what the traditional Chinese medicine teaches is our organs generate emotions. So, for instance, the liver creates anger. And when the liver is very over-solicited, like alcoholics or other people that abuse substances, aka drugs, they are frustrated or angry usually, and quite often. So you see the correlation here. So about emotions, when in our society, or what we are taught is to only to express the happy, the positive emotions, and suppress or not express the negative emotions. Even though what are emotions, I will explain in another video. What are emotions? Emotions are nudges from, or are hints of your system. Something is not working, or you have a reaction on something. So the emotions. So when you suppress the negative emotions and not expressing them, if you can visualize or imagine it like an energetic ball. A ball gets created of the size of a fist, of a clenched fist. So this energy, as it doesn't flow, it gets into your system somewhere in the nadis and goes to another place, and creates exactly this jam of energy. The flow is not going. The flow of energy is not guaranteed. So more and more energy goes there. So then the next thing is, there is the law of attraction, which I will talk in another video. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. So whenever you have the more energy balls you have, like anger, as the example, you have energy balls stored in your system, in your body, the more situations in your outer reality you attract, which make you usually react in an angry way. So the more alcoholics drink and over-solicitate their liver, the more situations they create that get frustrated or angry about, so they react in an angry way, which creates then more and more anger energy and gets accumulated in that to that anger or already existing anger energy in your body. So one of the most important things for healing is understanding or knowledge. How do you process energy? How do you process emotions, rather? How do you process emotions? Then, as a side information, how is your reality made? How do you create your reality? How do you create your life? As I said, you are an accumulation of stories, of memories, and so on which you base your stories. And these stories then create beliefs, and out of these beliefs you create thoughts, and these thoughts create emotions. And on the other hand, emotions create thoughts, and thoughts create beliefs. So it is highly important to pay attention to how you process emotions. How do you process thoughts? What do you think all the time? What is your mind doing? And then also, what are your beliefs? Usually they are subconscious, on a subconscious level. So it can get very hard to find out in the very beginning. So start with the emotions. How do you process emotions? Because what beliefs, thoughts, and emotions do is putting filter onto your eyes, so you have a distorted view of reality, or of the realities, and which prevent you from experiencing your best life ever. So the best life ever is you recognizing yourself as a divine being and creating your reality. More about this in another video. So healing. What does a healer do? Healers can be in many forms. So healers, what do? There are two main techniques. Either they remove the energy, so the energy gets just like grabbed, like from a tree. So you take the fruit, or like in Reiki, for instance, they send energy, more and more energy there, healing energy, which then releases the energy, makes it swing. And another technique, for instance, is with sound, with frequencies, with vibration, because as an analogy, take a tube where the inner walls of the tube has crust, but these tubes are complicated, so you cannot go there with a brush. So what you do is usually you hammer or hit against it, or making it vibrate actually, and through this constant vibration, which music is, you start releasing, or this crust gets released time after time. So so much for that. So what a healer does, the healer itself does not heal in that sense, but what the healer does is it gives the initiation to start the healing process, because the one that heals is always you, or the person that gets healed, or the client, which is essential, because our system is engineered for homeostasis, which means it always strives for healing, for the perfect state of being. So once the energy starts flowing, that's why the energy can flow, and you release more and more energy, blockages. So what is healing? How does healing happen? Very short, everything can be healing. Everything. Or healing can come through many means. What does that mean? Healing can come by you listening to music and there is a sentence, there is a phrase, and you are like, it clicks. Clicking is a very good thing. Or you meet someone and you talk about something, and this other person says something to you, and you are, now I understand. Understanding is remembering. Learning is remembering, and remembering means remembering. So you go back to the member. You are part of the membrane, which is actually the energetic grid, which makes the energetic grid, which is the divine. So you get closer to the understanding of you being a source energy or a divine being. So healing also can come through a medium. It doesn't need to be someone putting their hands or laying their hands on you, touching you, or giving a massage. For instance, massage is a very good healing technique. It's very hands-on. Healing can also come by other means. Now we experience a lot of downloads. For instance, there are energy being sent from different parts of the universe, from other beings which want to support humanity. So they send energy, healing energy, and we get new downloads, which are new understanding of certain things. So another healing is, or what is healing is learning about the truth. You will learn about truth. Yes. So for instance, I am master healer, and I have different techniques, and I accumulated a lot of experience, so I can release many things, very deep-seated wounds, and I release many things from myself, so as you have a soul, which is the part of you that gets reincarnated over and over, which carries information with it. This information is taken with it or carried with it from one lifetime to the other, meaning also wounds that this soul experienced. And so what happens is you can have wounds, or injuries from past lifetimes, from the time before you were born, compared with a handicap in golfing, or in golf, or in other sports, or I think that's more or less it, for instance. And or you can inherit it. Exactly, you inherit emotion, karma. You inherit the emotions, for instance, from your ancestors, or this lifetime's bloodline ancestors, or your beliefs, or your thoughts, maybe, because the beliefs create then thoughts and behaviors. So healing is the very important step. Is a highly important step on your journey, and can happen with different means. So I'd say for now I talked enough about this topic, and hope you learned a lot in this video. And I further hope if you learned and find this content great and you want to hear more, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Thank you for listening. You're beautiful. Thank you for being. Bye bye.